Sam's on a different chair today because she's hurt her back, so she has to sit up a bit straighter.
I don't know what to tell everyone. It's just age.
I wonder if you just slept wrong.
No.
Well, you do sleep pretty straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that.
I've got those heatless gels in my hair this morning. Looks like the same when I went to bed, when I wake up.
Oh, it didn't do much?
No, as in like where I place them. It looks like
because you don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm total opposite.
Yeah.
It's nearly fully now.
Have you tried them yet?
I have. And I sleep too wild, so I have to do it during the day.
I want to get ready with me after you slept with him.
I can do that. Even if I put my hair like up to go to bed, which I know is so wrong, apparently.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's out. Falls out. Or it's like my scrunchie's like down here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I just roll. Wrap myself up in a blanket, roll. Sometimes I end up down the other side of the bed.
You'd be the worst person to sleep next to.
Yeah, I am.
I'm glad that when we've gone places, we have like
separate beds.
Yeah.
I don't think we've slept in the same bed together.
No.
Ever.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
But no.
No, I don't think we have. We've slept in the same room.
Yeah.
But not the same
Not
bed.
Same bed. I just kick you.
Actually, when we went to Sydney, you fell asleep like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. No problem.
I do not.
I'm just snoring.
That's like, this is my story of the week. Yesterday when I was on the plane, I sat next to this guy. He was like a 6-year-old man, and he was telling me, he lives up in the like Atherton Tablelands in Cairns. So it's just like a full Aussie bloke. And he was telling me about like crocs he'd found and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, he does FIFO, and I was like, oh, maybe you've had some wild flights, because there was a lot of turbulence yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, I've been pretty lucky, not really, but when he flies into Brisbane, and then he flies from Brisbane to Roma on a little plane. And one of his co-workers was learning how to fly a plane, so he sat in the front with the pilot.
Absolutely not.
And as they were taking off, the pilot fell asleep. Yeah, and he had to full pull the brake. And he's like, the bushes are getting really close up. And he just like had a micro sleep. And I was like, you know you're about to take off. How does that happen? He's like, so yeah, that was pretty wild.
What was that guy doing with his life?
I don't know.
Not the one next to you.
No, yeah, the pilot. He must have just been like,
take that pilot license off him.
I reckon. Especially a little plane like that. Like, I feel a big plane would have things in place. Surely.
I have zero trust.
No. And while my plane was like full turbulence.
Like, I can sleep and sleep well and fall asleep fast, but that's something different.
Yeah. I know. Like, just a quick, he just needed to get that 2-minute nap in before he took off.
Fuck that. That's like, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah. It's like, I'm never getting on a plane again.
Like, I don't trust you. Maybe the pilot was testing the other guy.
Maybe. It was like, what would you do in this scenario?
How was the business class flight back?
It's unreal. It wasn't like the one when we went to Sydney.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Because it's a smaller plane. Maybe, I don't know. But it's spacious.
Yeah.
And it was
no riffraff.
No.
Yeah.
And you just looked after. Well. But it was a really quick flight because the guy next to me was so chatty and it was a good conversation.
He would have hated sitting next to someone like me.
Well, just because you don't.
Yeah. No chat.
Just headphones.
Headphones, probably fall asleep on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Nah. But yeah. No good, no fun.
Today we wanted to talk about discuss how we stay best friends working together. And I think outside of that, we also we work 7 till 4.
Yeah,
It's
most days.
4:30 sometimes, depending on what's happening. Obviously Monday to Friday, and then every other Friday we have off, but usually that's the same Friday sometimes.
Yeah,
depending.
Sometimes you're here and I'm not, or
Vice versa. And then outside of that, we also go to the gym together. So it's an additional hour.
Yeah. So really we're probably together from 7 till about 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So 11 hours a day.
Yeah.
And how do we maintain that? Because that's a lot of time. That's more time than we spend with our partners.
Yeah.
It's more time than you spend with general co-workers, tenants, pretty much. Workers.
Yeah.
So how do we navigate that? And we've been doing that now for...
on that level, on that scale, like the past 4 years.
4 years. And then prior to that, we were gymming together.
Yeah.
And while we worked together at Telstra, it wasn't daily.
Nah. Well, I worked there most days, but then obviously, like, you did shift. I don't know if it's just our personality types. Because I've got a small circle. And so do you. Like, we know a lot of people, but I don't know if it's just the type of people we are, the personalities that we are. I think there's a number of things. I think our personalities play a role in that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I
like
think
our personality types. We're not. I think we're like pick and stick people.
Absolutely.
Like we just have our peoples, and we're like loyal to those people. We're like ride or die to those people. We don't have, either of us don't have, as I said before, like huge friendship groups. We just have each other.
And I think that's it.
That sounds sad.
I think too, I wanted to add, we also see each other Saturday mornings, and then ad hoc, if something's on, or we just hang out.
We hang out on top of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I think it's also knowing, because like you get so used to having that person in your life, right? And they become your safe person, and you lean on them more, and that's natural when you have someone that close. But I think we also know that we live separate lives too, and we respect that outside of that time. So it's like, hey, do you want to hang out? Oh, I can't. And that's just like a mutual respect. It's not like, oh, well, because you know how you see some friendships where people get so attached to them that it becomes, I don't want to say unhealthy, but it's just that attachment that they have, and then they get upset if they can't do more than they can, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we're attached in a healthy way.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Because if you go away, it's weird.
It is weird.
Like if we're like over Christmas holidays, well, like there's been years where you come to my house on Christmas or whatever, and we might spend time over Christmas together, but over Christmas holidays, we generally spend time apart.
Yeah. And it can be up to 3 weeks.
Yeah. And so that's always really weird.
Yeah.
Or if like you have holidays in the middle of the year, like I don't generally take holidays during the year for like more than a long weekend.
Yeah.
But if you actually plan something, you actually plan to be away, then I get like a bit of like, I get like a bit of anxiety because I'm like, wait, where is she? Where are you going?
Where's she going?
Like, can I come?
Yeah, I agree. And I think we do regular check-ins.
Yeah, we actually had a conversation.
Well, it's not even check-ins, it's just like, what are you up to?
What's doing?
How is it?
We actually had a conversation with each other last year about, because neither of us want to let the other person down, we just like continue to show up even if we're like burnt out and tired. And so we had a conversation with each other last year about like being more open and honest. Oh, not that we're not open and honest, but just like calling it. Like calling it out or calling each other out on it a little bit more. And I think that was, maybe that's another contributor to the relationship being healthy, is like, well, we all know, we talked about I'm an opinionated person, but like I'll say how it is, but then I also don't think you're afraid to like say how it is either with me. Like if I'm being a bit of a dick, like I can tell you think I'm a dick.
Yeah. And I think if I think you need time off too, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, I've got so much on, but I had a plan to have tomorrow off. And I'm like, we'll take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not afraid to say that to you.
Yeah.
And then you just look at me and don't listen anyway.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Well, you give me those eyes.
Yeah. I'm like, shut up. No, I think, like, even though we're, like, if people looked at us, I think from the outside, we're different.
Mm.
We're different in our personalities, but I'm a lot more, I wouldn't say confrontational. Well, yeah, I'll say confrontational. I'll say that. But I don't go looking for an argument, but I'm certainly not afraid of one. If someone walked in and opened the door and started arguing, then I would definitely argue back. But I think you're more laid back, empathetic, compassionate, like you bring different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably like a bull at a gate, whereas you're like the calming presence.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why there's also a balance, because there's like a mutual, like, I'll push you, but you'll slow me.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's
a good way to see it.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
That works well.
Yeah. I think we've both learned a lot from that, but from the other side.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, and I think that has probably contributed a lot to there being a good balance in work and personal life. But I think we're both just respectful people. We're both loyal people. We're needy, but we're not. We are, but just in ways, I think that we probably just automatically meet each other's needs.
Yeah.
You don't think about it. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, yeah.
Or you understand each other's needs.
Yeah.
And I think you just reach that level. Or because you've got the respect, you just know that's what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think...
And I don't think I always get it right, but I know I try.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's perfect?
Yeah.
Who's got it figured out? No one.
And sometimes I don't even know what I need, so I don't expect you to know that.
But you're mad.
Yeah. Figure it out.
I think, I think that balance, it just has kind of worked. I think, like, we talk about, like, we've talked about it in the office before, that when we're hiring, particularly for the office, we look for different skill sets. And I'm really big on reflection and self-awareness and knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and where you sit, and hiring people that are different to that. So, like, if we have someone else in the office that is very similar to me, if there's an interview, Taylor will be like, you'll clash with that person.
Yeah.
Which I already know, because they'll annoy me.
Yeah.
Talking to them.
Yeah.
So,
which is crazy because it's your same personality.
Yeah.
It's so weird to think.
Yeah. But not that, like, that person wouldn't have good things about them.
Yeah.
But just knowing what I'll work well with and what I won't work well with. And I think that's been a big contributor to just life in general. It's just like self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also think to that, outside of work, sometimes we talk about work, but we have other things to talk about too.
Yeah.
And I think that's because we've been friends for so long.
Yeah.
We do talk about everything. It's not just work talk. And I think a little while ago, maybe a couple of years ago, we really put a line in the sand around that, because we were talking about it. If we'd go, not all the time, but
we were just going through so much growth and so much change. And
so it's topic of
there was like less of us. There was just like you and me and one other girl, and it was just kind of like where we were at. Yeah, that's just where we're at that point in our life. Whereas as time has gone on and things have gotten to a new point, I think it took us a little while to get used to, or like being conscious of not talking about it, and then that just became normal. So I think that adds like another layer and then it's just like being respectful, right? But then I think I'm lucky because, and I think I talked about it, maybe in one of our other episodes about, people say, oh, you're so lucky, but the reality is that you work hard to get where you are, and I do believe the harder you work, the luckier you get. But I think surrounding yourself with particular people is really important, and who you surround yourself with, because that's very cliche to say, and every man and their dog's saying it, but it is really true that those people that you are around influence you. And I'm lucky in the sense that this RLS isn't just a job to you. Like it's much more than that. And I think a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people who own businesses would be lucky to have someone who cares about their business as much as you do. And I've got that in you.
Yeah.
And you can't buy that. You can't pay someone that. You know what I mean?
I think especially in this day and age where there's so much opportunity for people to work online or social media or be their own boss. So it would be really hard to find people that actually care. And we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it. And at the other jobs that we've had too. But
yeah.
I totally understand. And it's because I think it's my values, but also I'm just so passionate about the industry as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously I care about you. I care about what we've built because I've been along the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's like there's a mutual respect there as well, like on a business level and friendship level, where you know what the other does for you. I think I definitely would say like it's always been a smooth ride.
No.
Like as friends, yeah. But like in mixing the two,
it's hard.
That's hard because there are times where you do have to have difficult conversations with each other.
Yeah.
And like no one is perfect. And so if something, if there's been a mistake made or, something has happened and a conversation has to be had, like that can be really difficult to have with your best friend. But I think we've managed to work out this really good balance of when it's business, and when it's personal, it's personal.
Yeah, we sort of leave it. And it is hard, but if you leave it at the table and then you walk away from that.
Yeah.
And if there's further conversation around it or whatever that looks like, it's to be had back at work.
Yeah.
Like not in that personal time. Which I think we've done that well forever.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a challenge.
But I think it's like there's also like probably another layer of respect from probably more so from you in respecting that time where those conversations have to be difficult.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy for me either, but for us to be able to then leave here and we go to the gym and we turn that off.
Yeah.
And that's not
easy.
Yeah, but then it's like that's where it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I think some people would really struggle with that. Are we just disassociating?
Yeah. Possibly. Say if we did have a conversation, and we have in the past, where like something's come up and maybe it's had to be a harder conversation. I think I've got the respect where I'm like, well, I know it needs to be had. Yeah. Like that's just a conversation that needs to be had, and I'm not going to judge you for that because that's just where we're at.
Yeah.
But I know you're not going to take that outside of work and be like judge that on our friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I mean around that
mutual respect.
Yeah. And then there's that self-awareness as well where like I've always said like we talk a lot about in leadership around, how you get the most out of people and what drives people and their values and how to get the best out of someone. And we often talk about, I know with you, like from years and years, like I could come and yell at you. Like I don't really yell at I don't yell at anyone. But I could come in and fully yell at you, but I know that all you're going to do is shut down and like not listen.
Yeah.
So like, what's
sure.
the point?
Yeah.
So
rather than if it's just a conversation with me, I'm likely to receive it better or receive it well or understand better.
And I think that's probably what I was meaning before with like that. We're both self-aware people, but you already know you've made a mistake or if you've done something. So when a conversation is to be had, you're like, like I'll cop that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of respect that comes from just like that accountability in general, and we're people that do have a high level of accountability.
Yeah.
So I think that probably contributes. Somehow we've managed to balance it for many years.
Yeah. And I think, as you said earlier, we've definitely learnt a lot over that time, and it's been navigating the two, because while we worked together at Telstra, we were probably more friends because we weren't working together as such, but we were working under the same owner, so we knew each other through that. And sometimes I'd work in your store or you'd come out and visit, but it wasn't like we are now where we've had to learn that.
And it's not been you don't want to sit there and go, oh it's been like easy navigating.
But it's like any relationship, right? There's always challenges and you've got to navigate your way through it, whether it's a partner or a friendship or whatever.
And we've never really had a big fight.
No, we haven't.
Like we've had like little ones, but we've never had a big fight.
No. And we'll still talk.
Yeah.
It's not like we just ignore each other or we ghost each other or whatever.
No.
We still talk, and it can be a bit awkward, but we're not going to just leave, because that's not the type of people we are.
Yeah, it's like the full-on definition of ride or die.
Yeah.
Even when I ripped on tape having Burks her entire life and saying, yuck, I will never ever wear those. I can't even lift my leg.
Oh, she's got Birkenstocks
I've got
on.
some.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But at least you owned up to it.
Yeah. I said, no, she wasn't even here when I got them. And I don't know where you were. You were away.
Yeah.
And I was like, Tay, I've got a confession.
Yeah. I eat those words.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll shut my mouth. And now I'm just judging people that wear Crocs.
Yeah, and I got a pair for Christmas. My brother got me a pair. And I said to Sam, you need to get some. They're so comfy. They're my house shoes. I don't wear them out. And if I did, it was to go to the grocery store or if I need to pick up something.
You said you never wore them out.
Sometimes I've just got them on and I'm heading out. But you got to get some. They're comfortable.
No.
They're so comfy.
Don't bring them here.
But they're not really fashionable, so I don't really wear them out.
Do you wear them in sports mode always?
No.
No. Yeah.
Only if I'm going upstairs. Because I like slide up a bit.
How annoying that you have to stop and flick your things up before you walk up the stairs.
Well, it's this time next year, Sam will have Crocs
You
on.
live in a 2-story house.
Yeah, I know.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. But
my sister said she was going to buy me Crocs for Christmas, and I told her not to waste her money.
But you said that about them too.
This is different.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. You can wear these with lots of things.
They're so versatile. Hey?
Yeah.
They're the best.
Crocs are ugly.
I'll ride or die in them.
Yeah, I know.
Literally.
I know you will.
I love them. I've actually just gone to the plastic. Well, about a year ago, I went to the plastic ones because I'd wear them to the beach and they'd get fucked up.
I got the cork one.
Yeah, they'd get messed up from the water, like after you washed your feet and stuff, and they'd get sand in them. But so I've gone to these. These have been great, but I might get them again next time. And I think I'm going to go brown.
Yeah, if I get another pair, I want to get that like brown.
The beautiful brown colour.
Whatever. Yeah. There's a couple of nice colours.
And they're so good because you can extend them out or make them tighter.
Yeah.
What's one thing you cannot live without?
Water bottle.
Absolutely. Oh, that was mine.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was mine. The Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just a water bottle.
Yeah.
Like, if I can't pick the brand, like I have a Yeti and it's the best thing ever. But if I can't pick the brand, just water bottle.
Yeah. I'd be happy with pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree.
Tell me that different brands of bottled water don't taste different.
Yeah, I know. They do.
They do.
But that's like, it's if you go to like here or go to the Gold Coast and drink water, the water tastes different.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I get so scared about going away and how the water's going to taste.
You know, I didn't drink a single drink of water from the tap in Japan because I was scared.
Oh, you wouldn't.
It's a first world country. It's clean as.
Yeah.
There's no problems. You can drink the water.
Bottled water.
Yeah, you can drink the water.
Yeah.
Brush my teeth. Wash my
mouth out. I
mouth
did that
out.
when I went to the States too.
Brush my mouth out with the water when I'm.
But just didn't drink
But
it.
I wouldn't drink it.
No way. Did you see what it tastes like though? Like brushing your mouth?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sunshine Coast water is the best.
Yeah, I don't mind tap water.
Yeah.
But I understand lots of people don't. I have filtered water at home.
From the fridge?
Yeah.
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 My brother only drinks filtered water, and we don't have filtered tap because he lives with me. So he'll buy the cartons of water.
Yeah.
And all the big bottles of water, but he will not drink out the tap.
So is your water bottle too?
It would be a
That's
water bottle.
Boring for the people if we're just the same.
Yeah, but I just love it, and I take it everywhere. Everywhere. Even in my car, I bought from Kmart, and this is sponsor us. You can get a holder for your water bottle, for your Yeti.
I've seen that.
And it sits in your cup, so you can sit it in your cup holder, so you can sit it there.
That's good.
So good.
The amount of stuff I buy from Kmart should be sponsored. Let's be honest.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Kmart, and they've really stepped it up.
Changed the game.
Yeah.
If there was one other thing I would want to have, probably be a toothbrush and toothpaste.
Yeah.
That counts as one, right?
Yeah, but
you can't.
It's essential, right? But so is water. So if we took away essential.
So you want to take away essentials?
Yeah, let's take away essentials. Because I would say water is essential.
Yeah.
Maybe not a water bottle, but water is essential.
I don't know. Is a bag an essential? Like just a bag?
No.
I don't know, just a bag.
Yeah, just because it's handy.
Yeah. It's versatile. Is like a lip balm an essential?
That was going to be lip balm, and like at the end of the day, if I couldn't choose which lip balm it was, it wouldn't matter because my lips get dry.
Yeah,
yeah, and I hate that feeling.
Yeah, mine feel dry right now.
And me too. I'm like, where's my lip balm?
Yeah,
it's in the car.
But yeah, so I would, maybe a bag or a lip balm.
Yeah. My other thing would be a hairbrush and hair tie. And I know that's too. Yeah. I prefer a hair tie over a hairbrush.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Hair tie, that's a good one. Because even like, I feel I've worn my hair down today, but I feel like I've got regrets.
Yeah. That's why I bought a hair tie.
Yeah, well, I've got one in my bag.
Yeah.
But when I can't find one, I panic.
Yeah, me too. And like your hair might look amazing, but you're like, I need to put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get so overstimulated with my hair on my neck sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Especially when I sleep.
Mine's like in a social environment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if my hair's like not in a certain way when I sleep, I will just end up like having a shitty sleep. But if I'm in a social environment and my hair, like I'm overstimulated and my hair is like stuck to my neck or whatever,
it's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll send me.
It'll put you in the breakdown.
It'll be like I'm hangry.
Yeah.
But
I was like that on Saturday. I was sweating so much. And the hair kept sticking to my neck and my forehead. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
And I get a bit cranky and I get mad at myself.
Yeah. Me at the gym when it's on my back.
Yeah.
Little strands of hair stuck on my back.
Sweaty. The ground is so dirty. And I hate it when it's like stuck in your sports bra.
Oh. Actually, on the weekend, I had a conversation with someone about absolute panic of all time. The worst is if you've gone into a change room to try something on, you're like, yep, that's my size. You get it on and you're like, oh yeah, that's good. But then you kind of like relax in it a little bit and you're like checking to see how you're fit. And then you realize like, oh, maybe the size is like a little bit too tight. Like maybe I'll just like go up a size because like if I'm wearing this all day, it's not going to be as comfortable. And then you try and get it off.
And it can't.
And you can't.
And you panic. And you get hot.
Then you start sweating.
Yeah.
And you get stuck.
Your heart starts racing a bit.
Yeah, and you're just like, I'm going to have to call someone in here in a minute to help me get this out, or I'm going to die this way.
And this is just
because I won't ask for help.
Or I'm going to have to break it and pay for it.
Yeah. Have you had to cut yourself out over something? I have. I bought this like jumpsuit from Kmart. It was like $30, and it looked so good on. And I got it on, and I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, I'm wearing this today. I'm looking good. And it was in the morning, so and we were going out later, so I tried it on to see that's what I would wear later. Like, I had it set. But then I couldn't get it off because I think they're like, the sleeves were like I couldn't get my arm like up and out. Like I was just stuck there. And Taylor wasn't home. And I tried for like 30 minutes. And I was like...
You'd have been sweating so much. I was
sweating, and then I like remember just like sitting on the bed in like a bit of a hump on the end and just being like, well, I'll just wait for him. And then I'll be like, no, you can get out of this. Anyway, I cut it off. I was like, nah. And because in my head, I was sitting there long enough that I was like, well, Sam, what happens when you got to go to the toilet?
You can't.
You can't get out of it. So it's not a useful jumpsuit. You're never going to be able to wear it.
And is it because we do CrossFit, the shoulders were broad? Is that why? You're trying to get it over your arm?
Yeah, I think so. Because it fit really nicely.
It was like a full body suit.
Yeah.
Like a full jumpsuit.
Yeah, it was fitted.
Yeah.
Fitted so well, it was like another
That would
skin.
make me so mad.
Yeah.
I hate when you buy clothes and you're like, yeah, I love it. And then you don't like it. Have you ever been in that position?
All the time.
What guilty pleasure do you have?
Oh, I've got a few.
Let's do it in categories.
Okay. How do you categorize those?
Well, I was thinking like food.
Oh.
I haven't even thought about that yet. Food.
Yeah.
Maybe like leisure.
Yeah.
What does that go into food? Leisure.
If you're a foodie, it does.
Yeah, true. And then everything else.
Okay. I've got lots of guilty pleasures. I love office work.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
I order online because if I go there,
it's a problem.
I'm going to buy more than what I should be buying. And even buying online is a problem for me. So, yeah, I've got to be very restrained with office work. It's like, I will have an order and I'll get lost in like I've got a list of stuff that I'm supposed to get, but I'll just start looking at random stuff and going through the menu. I just love it so much.
Okay, leisure. This might not be right on the mark, but this is what I love. When you're cycling barbell and you hear that noise, that's a guilty pleasure for me.
What noise?
You know, when it like connects well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a guilty pleasure.
So at the gym, you like when you just nail the lift.
Yeah, that was it. That's Olympic
That's
lifting.
the one.
Yeah.
I look like a pro.
And a guilty pleasure is probably Olympic lifting, and we need to get pulled back on it because we do it so much.
I'm not getting pulled back by nothing. If I want an Olympic lift every day, I'm an Olympic lift every day.
Food. This is hard. Something I just want every day, and it's like a full guilty pleasure, and I enjoy the whole thing, is ice cream. But I also, a guilty pleasure of mine is going to like a restaurant and getting multiple dishes.
Oh.
And then sharing.
Yeah.
And then talking about it.
Oh,
because I love what's the word? Departmentalizing. Is that the word? Departmentalizing.
No, that's not a word. Do you mean
deconstructing the flavors and the ingredients?
Yeah.
And I live for it, and I need someone to be with me throughout that process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a guilty pleasure of mine to eat with Tay because I also like to buy things, go to a restaurant and then go to a restaurant and there's quite a few on the coast
Mm-hmm.
where you can sit down and where you order different things and then you just share them.
Yeah. And it's not just like your standard, like, I don't know, sushi train or it's like top tier 5-star Asian fusion.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Street Asian fusion.
And like, if you go with people that don't share, they're like, we're not going together ever again.
Yeah.
Because I like to like have different bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I think, but my favourite part is how you, like, I love listening to you talk about it. And your opinion about it all, because I can see how much you love it.
Oh,
you just love it. Like, you love the food and the flavour.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's kind of like, I guess,
it lights me up.
Yeah. And I think that's what I really like. That's really what I like. It's just how happy it makes you. But it's the best.
Yeah.
And like, you just get so into it.
I love it.
You get so into it.
And I can eat the same thing, but I'll do it again.
Yeah. But like, do you know the funny thing is, Tay probably doesn't like going out with me because I don't eat seafood. And I also don't like a lot of foods like based on texture. Like, I'm a real texture person. So we get narrowed down on the menu.
But we work it out.
But she doesn't care. And she would we could be something we've literally eaten 5 times. And she's like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh,
and just name the flavors.
But like, closes her eyes and just, yeah, just all of it.
So good.
And she just loves it, and it's my favorite thing. Yeah, I don't know if I would say this is a guilty pleasure or if it's just like a thing, but I really, really love when people, like, you know how people just have a laugh, like they have a laugh, but then people have like a belly laugh.
Yeah. I love belly laughs.
A full-on, like, they are just in, like, they've released that, like...
It's like the endorphins has just come out.
Yeah. Like, they released that, like, the big laugh, the real laugh. Yeah. Like, not that, like, just, like, giggle or whatever. It's, like, their full, authentic, just, like...
It's out and you can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best. Like, you know the baby laughs where they full get that belly laugh? Yeah.
I love that when, like, people laugh like that.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. Like, that is like a big cup filler for me. Like, I just froth it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes, you are just, like, you're happy.
Yeah.
Like, in that moment,
you're so happy.
You're so happy.
Yeah.
Like, and I just love that.
Yeah, it's good. Especially when you see that side of someone that doesn't do that much as well.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I think people are, like, laughing all the time or whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm around people that laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's just maybe who I'm around. But,
and I think as you get older, you don't have those moments of belly laughs often. Like, all the time, like you would when you were younger. I feel like in high school, I was having belly laughs all the time with my friends.
I think I laugh every day about something, but, like, yeah, those moments of, like real big belly laughs. You just can't stop. Yeah, where it's, like, really full on is, like, that's my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a good guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, I've got lots more, but...
And then food for you.
Oh.
I reckon I know what it is.
Food.
I've got one of two things. I reckon it's one of two things. And can I guess?
Yeah, you guess.
I think it's either, and I could be getting the type of thing wrong, but it's something from the hot box at the servo. And it's a particular hot box. Like, it's not just any servo.
Yeah.
And or a zinger box.
Nah, not a zinger box.
Oh, really?
No. But I would say definitely a guilty pleasure is the first one.
Yes.
So at the BP at Tanawa, they've got like an epic hot box, and it's right near my house. Quite conveniently on the drive home. Not that I go there every day or anything like that, but they sell like bacon egg muffins, like all sorts of stuff, and it's all fresh, like fresh sandwiches, like everything. And the ladies there are so lovely, but a crumbed sausage. Yeah. Like, if you haven't had one, go and have one.
And I feel like it would be real fresh. Like, the crumb would be...
Have you had one?
Not from there.
But
I've had one, yes. But I've had a couple. But if the crumb isn't crumbing, like it's soft.
Like it's not crispy.
Yeah. I don't want it.
The crumb's not crumbing.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I feel like it needs to be crispy, so because the sausage it's not soft, but it's a softer texture. Yeah. So I feel like you need that crunch or crispiness.
You 100% do. I couldn't peel the crumb off the sausage and eat the sausage.
No.
Disgusting. No. But I'll eat sausages.
Yeah, or like a budding snack.
Yeah. However, you don't peel the crumb off a crumb sausage. That is disgusting.
What's the point? Well, can I just get a sausage, please?
But like a limp one.
Yeah.
With no... Yeah. Anyway, crumb sausage is good. But I also just like going out.
You do.
I like to go out and eat and share a meal with people. Like that's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
And because not only is the food good and you get to enjoy the food, but also the company as well.
Yeah. I like to, share.
But I also like having food at home with people.
Yeah. I think I'm a pretty good cook. And so I'm happy to have people over and like cook something up as well.
That's always nice.
But yeah, I just like probably just sharing a meal with people is in general food related. But anyway.
But we thought we'd just run you through what it looks like for us working and hanging out together outside of work.
Yeah.
A lot.
So to sum up, we don't fight.
No.
Or rarely. We just have, I think, a good patience and understanding for each other. And I think we just both like a bit, we like weird.
Yeah.
So we're both a bit weird and quirky. And
we just get it.
We're just accepting people, non-judgmental people. And I think real gets real.
Yeah.
Real people get real people at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think mutual respect's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just, you can't teach those things. They're things that are just genuinely in people.
And I think we have mutual respect. We understand each other and meet each other's needs. Okay, we're going to end it there.
Okay, that's enough.
Sometimes. All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
You have to press stop.